Welcome to Worship Tutorials and Merry Christmas. In this video, we're going to learn how to play the song, O Come All Ye Faithful, His Name Shall Be. This is a passion arrangement of the classic Christmas song, O Come All Ye Faithful. I've done this at my church now 2 years running. I hope to do more because this is a good one. So if you're doing this song, I'm going to teach you like the lead guitar parts in the song, as well as what you can do as a second guitar player. And we're going to do this in the original key, which is E flat. So I have a capo on my first fret. So if I play open D chords, I am in E flat. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I invite you to do so. Analytics here on YouTube tells us that most of you watching, the vast majority, are not subscribed. So this is your moment. Seize it. Hit the bell too while you're at it so you get notified when we've got new uploads. Now, we have presets for this song available for Line 6 and Fractal devices. If you just want to see me play through the song, that is also available. I'll link to all that in the description. I'm going to use the Line 6 Helix to demonstrate this song. Now, in the beginning of the song, there's not much going on for guitar. It opens with piano. The piano has like the main melody part musically throughout all the beginning of the song. If you want to, you can play some ambient swells. I will admit that sounds nice underneath, but it's also nice to sit out because it lets the song breathe quite a bit, and you know, different instruments get to shine at different times. Now, the first thing that I like to play in this song would be what I would call like the turnaround after the first chorus. I'm gonna call the "Oh come, let us adore him, oh come," I'm gonna call that the chorus. You might refer to that as a refrain. But I'm going to call it a chorus throughout this song, and then His Name Shall Be, that's going to be the bridge, okay? Just so we're all on the same page. What I like to do the first time around, after, you know, the first verse and chorus, you hit that turnaround, I like to copy the piano part. So I'll kind of play what I do. Okay, that's how it goes. If you know the piano part, you'll say, oh yeah, it's da-na-na-na-na-na-na. That's it. Throughout this whole video, we're gonna really be planted right here on the 8th fret on the D, the G, and the B strings. So if you play an E flat bar chord, that makes up your E flat chord, 8th fret, DGB. So to play that little part, I like to put my second finger on the D string, third finger on the G string, and have your index finger ready right underneath your third finger on the 7th fret, these other two fingers on the 8th fret. And it sounds like this. So that's 8th fret on the D, 7th fret on the G to 8th fret on the G. Do that again. Up a whole step to the 10th fret and walk it back down, okay? I'll play that very slowly and show you how it goes. 2, 3, 4. And then for the tone on this song, it's basically just a plate reverb and dotted, or like a, you know, your normal sized reverb and a dotted 8th delay. In time, it sounds like this. 2, 3, 4. The next part comes in the verse right after that turnaround, and it's really kind of just a rhythmic part that goes like this. It's just the 8th fret of the D and G strings. Be ready to move to the 7th fret on the G string. It's like, sing choirs of I don't know if that's the lyric of the right verse, but it's one of the verses. Sing in exaltation, Sing all ye. It's really simple. You don't move much. Citizens of heaven above. Like every once in a while, you're going to drop down from the. Basically, you're just playing a 2-string E flat chord. Okay, and I like to use the same tone there. Part of the technique on this part is palm muting. So if you're not familiar with palm muting, you don't want to do this. That's going to sound like a hot mess. So to make this part work, you want to palm mute, which if you haven't done that before, you kind of rest your palm on the top of the strings on the bridge. And you're like letting your palm up to let some of those strokes sort of ring through. It's also going to sort of mellow out the sound of those notes. So you can go to the bridge pickup here, even though it's kind of a down, part of the song. It kind of softens the attack, if you will. And so it makes it sound a little more mellow. So this is what it sounds like using the same tone, just dotted eighth delay, a little bit of reverb. Sounds like this. Now you can continue to play this part throughout the chorus. I think that's actually what's on the recording. Oh, come let us adore him. It's just doing that same thing. It's a rhythm part, really. Now, the other thing you can do, and we're going to use this throughout the song, is you can play the melody that happens under that chorus. Oh, come let us adore him. So to do that, you're going to plant again on the 8th fret. I like to use, this is important for the way I think about playing it. I use my 3rd finger, ring finger on the G string, 8th fret, and then I'm going to keep that there and move it around different strings above and below it to do things. But the first half of the melody line happens on the G string. Oh, come. Okay, so I'm using the 8th fret of the D string as sort of a drone. I'm going back and forth. And the melody happens 8, 7, 8, 10, 8, and then down to 8 on the D string. Okay, so I'll do it slowly. We'll kind of split this into halves. So here is the first half. Oh, come let us adore him. This would be like the chorus. Ready? 2, 3. Now the second half of that is going to be played on the B string. So I like to go to the B string with my pinky, my 4th finger, and 8th fret again. Now the drone note becomes the G string 8th fret where your ring finger is still planted. So you're going to go 8, 6, 8, 9, 8, 6, 8, 9, 8, 6, and now we're back to the melody being on the G string. 8, 7, 8, 9 on the B string, 8 on B, 6, 8 on the G. Okay, that's a lot of numbers and strings and frets, right? So really you can think about it, like I said, in 2 parts. The first part, the melody is on the G string. Second part, the melody is on the B string, and then you're just kind of going back and forth between 2 different strings, so you have a drone note. So I'll play it for you slowly. And one thing I want you to pay attention to if you're trying to figure this part out is you're going to strike the string harder when you play the melody line. So, and it's actually really easy because it's just very straight tempo-wise. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. So when you hit those melody parts, you want to hit the string harder so it rings out, and the other note becomes just a drone that sort of fills everything out, okay? Slowly goes like this, starting on the 8th fret of the G string. 2, 3. Okay, and when you play it at tempo, the first time through, it's kind of a mellow part of the song. Middle position, that sort of ambient dotted eighth delay with a little bit of reverb. It sounds like this. So you're gonna play that part then sort of almost every time you get to that section of the song. And depending on what you're doing with your band, how much intensity you've got going on, you're just gonna add gain stages to it. So maybe the next time we get there, I go to this drive 1 snapshot, which is just light overdrive, ambient reverb, and that dotted eighth delay. Then at the very end of the song, when you come back to those choruses one last time, leave your biggest sound in the tank for that section. There are two other, what I would call lead parts that you play in this song, and they're happening on these turnarounds that are bigger when the band kicks in. So the first one is like after you get through that second chorus, you're playing that part. Get it to sort of a bigger sound. I would like to use this this drive 1 ambient sound, and you're gonna play a part that sounds like this. Again, guess what? We're starting on the 8th fret. This is, I'm gonna turn the delay and the reverb off so you can hear it better. This is on the B string, and it's all happening on the B string. So like I said, on the B string, starting on the 8th fret. So it's 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 6, 6, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 11, 11, 11. Okay, so it's just basically you're walking down a whole step, back to 8, up a half step, up a whole step. Okay, I'll play that again slowly so you can see how it goes. Now, another thing you can do is you can have like this drone note on the G string on the 8th fret. So like when you're on the 9th fret of the B string, you can go back and forth between that B and G string and it fills things out. Okay, if you want to sound a little bigger. So this is what it sounds like slowly. Again, 2, 3, Christ. If you add the reverb and delay and play it in time, Christ the Lord. You can end with sort of like a little 2 string E flat chord right there. 8th fret. Guess what? 8th fret, imagine, on the G and the B string. And that's, after this, the whole song breaks down. Yea, Lord, we greet thee. So you're gonna start to build. When you come back into the chorus, you're gonna play this. Play that part. Now, after that next chorus is the other part that you play in this song. So I like to stay on this low gain drive setting. We're gonna be on the B string, starting on, guess which fret? The 8th fret again, and the part goes like this. I'll turn like the reverb and delay off, and it sounds like this. Okay, so that's 8 up to 16th fret on the B string. That is your E flat. That's the root of the song. There's a chord you can play right there. Down to 11, down to 9, back to 8. Now again, when you're on the 9th fret here, you can put your index finger underneath it, drone, Okay, I'll play it very slowly so you can get it. Again, it's coming after that chorus where you're going to be playing along. Christ the... Okay, now you're sliding quickly. Like that's part of the sound of it. So you're gonna have to practice going from here, being precise. Okay, this is good practice if you haven't done stuff like this. Now, like I said, I like to go to the neck pickup first because the band is starting to build. So everybody's in, but we're not like all out yet. So give yourself some room. You can get more out of your guitar by changing pickup positions, stacking overdrives. This is like not clean, but just above clean neck pickup. So I can then flip to the bridge and it'll sound a little more aggressive as we repeat this thing a bit. I'll show you what that sounds like now with all the effects on. 2, 3, 4. So you're going to play that all throughout. His name shall be. His name shall be. Da, 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 da. That part happens, and from here on out, basically anytime you hear, well, actually anytime in the whole song you sing His name shall be, that's what you're playing. That is your part. Now after that, you're going to go back into We'll praise your name forever. So we're on the bridge pickup. I like to stay here on this one gain stage, and then we're going to play this part. Name forever. Now you repeat that, and that's where I like to kick on all the sauce, right? Which is basically just one more overdrive. So it gets a little more aggressive. You're still playing We'll praise your name forever, the melody of the chorus. And then the final part of the song is one more of those His name shall be. So I like to keep it on this sound with the biggest drive on, and then we're going back. Playing this, and then we end on this little, if you want to, you can end on a big open D there if you want, but you can also end on that. It would be D with a capo on the first fret. It's an E flat. You can end on this E flat with like a two string chord there. Okay, so I'll kind of show you how that gain staging all works. I'll kind of play through the end of the song, starting on copying the melody of the chorus into that lead part over what I would call the bridge, and then how it ends. Sort of abbreviated the parts, but you get the idea. You want to leave room. You want to add things slowly because these mixes are dense. I said these denses are mixed. These mixes are dense. Okay, so you want to give yourself room as the song builds and builds and builds. And if you do a slightly different arrangement, of course, you can sort of engineer your tones to match that. Now, if you're a second guitar player in this song, or if you want to play some different parts, you can really just chord the song, like just play these. You can play like open chords like that. You can play these kind of bar chords, power chords, I guess. Okay, and that'll fill in underneath. But I'm playing this song on Christmas Eve at my church. I am the only guitar player in the band, and I think that this one works well to like play those lead parts, especially when you can supplement them with like a drone note, which you can do a lot in this song, because this is really coming from like the book of Daniel Carson. You know, he does a lot of those things where there's drone notes or open strings. So these parts sound very similar. I've noticed that the passion guitar players, typically Brian Carl, he has a lot of parts like this, and they sound really big, but they stick out and they move and have interesting movement all at the same time. Sort of like this combination of rhythm and lead in a single part. I think Brian writes awesome parts, probably because his name is Brian. I think guys named Brian are clearly special. I'm kidding, of course. But I do like Brian Carl's guitar playing quite a bit. If you don't know, my name is also Brian. If you didn't know what my name was. All right, so that is how you play "O Come All Ye Faithful, His Name Shall Be" in the key of D flat. If you're doing this like we do it at my church in the key of D, which is, my brain has been in a pretzel trying to teach this and play this because I'm used to playing it in D. Take your capo off and move everything down one fret. So instead of like anchoring around this E flat chord, you're gonna anchor around this D chord. Okay, simple as that. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Again, links below for all those presets, other playthrough video if you just want to see me play it. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one, and Merry Christmas.